Hola, ¿cómo está? Hope that everybody is well. A miscellaneous garage here. Hope everyone's having a sábado gigante today. Happy Saturday. Happy giant Saturday to all y'all. So anywho, I sent a short out, and as you can see, I was at the gas station getting fuel, and I was wondering and curious what you guys use. You know, all of us blaster masters, we like to run these things at like 32 to 1, right? So you're going to go down to 25 to 1. I know a lot of people, let's do it. Let's get these things to rip, right? But you're leaning them out too much, fellas, fellettes, people of all types. You know, you don't want to really lean them out too much. So you try to stay away from that. Try to keep them around 32 to 1. You know, if you get to 30 to 1, that's great. You know, and definitely too much oil, you know what that's going to do. So that's what we run. And I was at the Sunoco and I was saying, well, you know, what do people run? Because I run 89 to drop it to 87. As you know, when you add the two-stroke oil, that's going to drop it down a couple of points. So you always look at, you know, what the manual tells you, and they tell you 89. So if you want to vary from that, that's all your choices. You know, you run them. You know how to run them. If you're a blaster master, or you know, you love all these vehicles, you run your oil. You know what to do. You have weed eaters, edgers. I run everything at 32 to 1, really, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I run my weed eaters at that, you know. They're high rev. But today is not a tutorial. Today is, what do you do? You know, what kind of gas do you like? And, you know, what kind of oil do you run? I run the Klotz Benol. Back when we were kids, we used to call it bean oil. We didn't know any better. All we knew is that stuff smelled so good. What'd you guys think of that stuff, that Klotz Benol? It's really, really good stuff, you know, and it really keeps these cylinders clean as well. If you've ever pulled them apart, and if you just run specifically, I'm talking about this stuff right here. This stuff is like phenom. I don't know, what do you guys think of that? I love it. But that's what we use. And we're going to just show you how to really mix a two-stroke today. You know, I do 32 to 1 like I told you, and normally I'm going to preface this too. When I've seen a lot of videos on how guys do it. How do you do it? I'd like to know, man. Just leave me some bloops down there in the comment section. I'd like to hear it. If it sounds like I've taken a couple of euphemisms or little phrases, I watched a lot of Vice Grip Garage, you know, for the past 8-9 years. So I love that guy. I love what he does, and I was just like, man, we all kind of do mess around in the garage. If you ever watched him, props out to Derek and his families. But you know, if you ever watched him, he started out in an old garage. He had it, not an old garage, I mean, he was living in a nice house and everything, but he had a garage. It was like if I remember, a double car. You know, he really only worked on one car in there, and him and his young boys, they would be in there and they would be vacuuming it out, and it was pretty cool to watch that stuff. And you know, so I'm here messing around on a small scale, and I think it's pretty cool. So you know, if I use his terms and stuff, sorry. But anywho, here we go. So you know, mixing the oils and stuff, everybody does it different. And generally and normally, I would just take my oil, right? So if you go to mix your oil up and you're gonna have a can of 5 gallons, I do 5 gallons and I run it at 32 to 1. So I need 20 ounces of this oil. I need 20 ounces of my oil. So generally and always, I'll do this. Don't want to say I don't, because I do. This is my cup. Don't want to use that stuff. Shout out to this stuff. Not sponsored. I wish, sorry. So I use 20 ounces, 32 to 1. I mark it clearly on all my things. I get all these, I custom make these. I have a shop and we prefab the mold, and then I custom make these containers. So they're for sale on my website if you want. But they're 20 ounces, 32 to 1. Really, you can see what it is, really. And I just pour this full, slap full, right? And then I pour it into my can, 5 gallons. And then I'll go to the gas pumps and I'll fill this up to 5 gallons. And what it does is it'll mix all of the oil as it's filling, right? And you can jostle it around a little bit and everything, but you don't have to. And then what you do is you bring it home and you run it, right? It's as simple as that. I've seen so many videos on so many people, you fumbling and bumbling, and there's really no sense in that. You know, you have the right tools and the right measurements, and you can just do it. So with that being said, let's do it. Let me show you instead of running my yap hole. So I use these big jugs with these wide mouths. Again, I recommend that you always take your air and let it out a little bit so you don't have a problem pouring it out. I always recommend putting the oil in first, like I said, then go to the gas pumps, fill it up, and you're good to go. Instead of fumbling and bumbling at home with funnels and danger and... Sorry guys, my vent hose fell off. You know, you don't want all those dangers and stuff, you know, messes and everything. Why do it? A lot of people will tell you, let's run race fuel in here, right? Let's talk about that a second. Race fuel is great, it really is. When we were younger and we used to run these things, we used to run race fuel in them. And we still ran them at 32 to 1. I learned that from an old bike mechanic long ago, man. He was adamant about the oil, you know. Obviously, you know, lean is, lean is bad and rich is bad. So you run it at 32 to 1 and you're pretty golden. Again, this is not a preach or a tutorial. Excuse me, guys. I got a frog in my throat. Get out, ribbit, ribbit. But, so, I mix it like that because I feel like it keeps the motor the best. You know, pulling these apart, you can always see the carbon, you can always see the oil. It's just, I don't know, just experience with these things. But getting off that subject, we used to run the race fuel, right? And, you know, over the years, you find out that it's really a waste of money. It's, unless you're building them, and of course, we were building them to run with the race fuel because it was more of a race scenario back as we were younger kids, you know. My age, I ain't racing nothing right now. The only thing I race to is the bathroom. No, but anyway, so let's do this. 20 ounces, 32 to 1, 5-gallon mixture. Let's do it. So I just make it super simple. I pour it in. Again, it's 4 ounces per gallon. Do the math, it's 20 ounces. I fill this bad boy to the top. I left a little room when we custom made these on the 3D machine, but it's 20 because I checked it again. So there it goes. I'm gonna dump that in slowly. You don't make any messes. You don't have to worry about nothing. Nothing, I say. Did you ever watch that show, Sábado Gigante? When I was a young man, I did. And any of you that know, you know why. Just saying. And it was a pretty good show, actually. So, actually it's world renowned. It's been around for many, many years. Sábado Gigante. I used to watch it, Giant Saturday. I love to say it. So you don't have to go crazy, right? Boom, that's in, that's done. Measuring cups? You don't need those. What you need is your own measuring cup so you're not fumbling and bumbling, right? So now I'm working with fuel, guys, so I like to put my gloves on. You know what they say. No glove, no, you know. Anyways, very important. When you're trying to slip these gloves on, is it weird? This shit don't fit. This stuff is weird. All right, so I'm just letting that oil thing drain in there, right? Normally I do this a little differently again. I'm just doing this for the sake of video. So you always want to pad your oil a little because you know you're always going to have some excess left, right? So you pad the oil. You don't have to pad the gas so much. You're not really going to go over too much. You know what I'm trying to say? Just pad it a little so for loss or whatever. Then you simply take your 5-gallon jug, right? Or, like I told you, go to the gas pump. Let me handle this a little different so you can see the angle of the dangle here. And you pour it in. Now, any residue or anything is going to wash, right? And as it mixes, And as you're pouring, it's mixing. I mean, it's mixing. What some people recommend is you stop halfway through, jostle the can around a little, which that's a good idea. The can's gonna get jostled from the gas station to your car to home, so. And the smell of gas, it's like, woof. I love the smell of petrol in the morning. Again, you don't have to rush it. Take it slow and easy. Again, you have the wide mouth. That's why I use these Sunoco racing jugs. They're the best because they have the wide mouth. And all you do is stick the nozzle down in there. You know, no spillage, no fumes. Mix is good because of the pressure of the fuel coming out of the hose. So, but anywho, did you guys run racing fuel in yours? I mean, I would only recommend it if you've built that motor to take it. I mean, it's not just different jetting. You know what I'm trying to tell you? That's my opinion of the day. Lots of videos on YouTube about how to mix your fuel. You're seeing it, guys. It can't be any harder than this. This is like the most simple way to make sure you're going to get your fuel mixed right. You're going to be clean. You're going to be safe. And you're not going to be sorry. These machines are too sweet. You know, pretty intricate. You know, the two-stroke's less, you know, but let's just say you mix your fuel wrong, you're going to have problems. You're going to wonder why. And I can tell you right now, that's why. Because you are mixing them incorrectly. And that's it. I love to watch all videos. I watch all YouTube. I support every bit of YouTube. I watch all the channels. I watch all genres. I watch all creators. And I love all of it. And I love everybody's opinion and everybody's way they do it. You know, and it's funny, but sometimes you watch them and you go, why are they doing that? Why would they do it like that? Why oil spilling, gas spilling? I mean, it's amazing to me. The mixtures don't look correct, you know, all of that stuff. Now, that's that. And I really appreciate you guys watching. So, I hope you have a Sabado Gigante. I'm going to have a really good one. I appreciate you watching my videos. If you made it this far along, please like and subscribe. I hate asking, but I love you guys watching, and we love to keep doing these things. I mean, it's really, really fun for me, actually. It's, you know, I'm having a great time, and I hope you guys are enjoying my videos, watching, and, you know, learning some things if you don't know how to do it, and if you already know how and you do it your own way, feel free to comment below. Let me know what you do and stuff. It's really a community here. It's really cool. You know, again, I'm not sponsored, but I use this old bean oil, Benol, you know, castor oil, right? Your parents, grandparents used to make you drink it. But this is like virgin castor oil, and it smells so good when you burn it. And when you go back to your engine and you take a look at that inside, you're going to be surprised. You're going to be like, man, I should have been burning that all the time. Now, again, when we were kids, we used to burn, you know, well, if you're on a Yamaha, you're going to run the Yamalube, you know. I mean, yeah, well, you do, you should. Yamalube's a great product, absolutely, 100%. But once you're starting to run for a while, you know, you see there's all kinds of other projects out there and products that you want to do. So any of your projects that you have, they don't have to be brand specific. You can find the aftermarket oils, you know, and I find it online. So again, that's about it, guys. It's a longer video, but it shows you how short and easy it is to mix your own fuel. And that's about it. So then I take my can, it's vented, you know, we close it up, we can give it a little jostle, right? And you know that oil on the bottom, make sure it's vented again, like I said, and you're good to go. Isn't that a beautiful color? I can't wait to pour it in her, girls, guys, fellas, people. Take care. It's always a pleasure. Have a great day.